Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, actually reading the Bible is so different than going to church and listening to the preachers because you can slow down, you can go back and reread it. And I've been getting a lot more meaning out of some of the stuff that I've heard all my life by reading it myself. So I'd like to encourage everybody to read the Bible 5 or 10 minutes a night, 5 or 10 minutes in the morning, whatever fits your schedule. You'll get a lot more out of stuff that you've heard but you haven't heard. This morning it talked about the parable of planting the seeds. And when we think about planting seeds, the farmers go out, they get all the soil all ready. But sometimes Mother Nature, it doesn't all come up. It gets too wet, it gets too dry. Well, when they were talking about, God was talking about, Jesus was talking about planting the seeds of parable. Some went on the rocks, sprouted and died immediately. That's like people that think about Jesus and then the devil comes along and he wins over Jesus. And it talked about some of the seeds went by the wayside and people trampled over them. Some of them was in thorns, so the thorns choked them out. And some of them ended up in good ground and got good moisture and took care of things and grew up to be Christians and spread the word. God told his disciples to be fishermen of men. Go out and find men and be fishermen of men. And most everywhere Jesus went, his disciples went with him. And it told about the parable that, not the parable, but the incident that happened when God went out in the boat to cross the lake. And a big storm come up. Well, Jesus, he went in the boat and took him a nap. I'm sure he was exhausted from all the teaching and all the preaching. Mentally, it gets you exhausted. A huge storm come up. It was raining. The boat was full of water. The waves were big. The disciples were feared for their life. So they woke Jesus. He come up. He rebuked the winds. He rebuked the rains. He said to his disciples, ye of little faith. So they looked at each other and couldn't believe that this man could control Mother Nature like that. He could just stop the rain. He could stop the wind. He got calm. Would that wake you up? That would wake you up. So Jesus could do anything. He had control. God had made the world. Jesus was his son. So he had control of everything. Hey, Ashley, how you doing this morning? So we need to think about that Jesus is on our side and we can do anything with Jesus. We can't do anything without him, but we can do anything with Jesus. Those disciples, they were right there with him every day. And yet it was hard for them to really understand all the powers Jesus had. It talked about another incident where a Pharisee invited Jesus to come eat with him. So Jesus accepted, went to eat with him, and there were several people there. And there was a woman there, and she was a sinner. They said she had many sins, Jesus did. But she washed Jesus' feet with her tears, and she wiped his feet off with her hair. And she kissed his feet many times. So these Pharisees, they didn't like Jesus to be around anybody besides themselves. They didn't like Jesus to be around sinners, they called them, taxpayers. They had their own little group that they hung out with. And they just didn't understand and think Jesus should hang out with anybody that were sinners and taxpayers. They always criticized the taxpayers of, I guess, being very dishonest people, bad people, basically. And Jesus hung out with sinners. That's what he was sent to the earth for, is to hang out with sinners so they could repent, so he could forgive their sins. But the Pharisees, they were kind of the goody two-shoes people. They didn't get it, but Jesus got it. So we need to get it. We don't need to be like the Pharisees and stay in our little world and be secret agents for God. And there's a proper way to tell people so we don't run them off. Because with anything we say to people, we need to ask God what we need to tell them. Because he knows the proper thing. And you plant seeds just like this parable with the seeds. You never know when that seed's going to come up. But you got to plant it. If you don't plant it, it won't ever come up. So go plant some seeds. Some of them will come up, but it won't be your fault if they don't. Plant more seeds, the more will come up. So go plant some seeds today. Hey, in the roping world, we had a busy day here yesterday. Ross is back. Dina's working hard, helping. She turns them out, saddles, washes them off, unsaddles. She's a trooper. We ended up roping till about 8 or 9 o'clock last night. It wasn't that hot in the barn. We took a little break, had a little lunch break. Roped calves, then we team roped. Ross, he worked his dogs when we were saddling some more team roping horses. It's very interesting to watch his working his dogs. He's very good with them. He gets eye contact with them. He knows they know that she knows. It's funny to watch because they'll start off, some of them, the newer ones, like they want to do it their way. He ain't for that. He's going to do it his way. So it's very interesting. He's got a knack with those dogs. Then they start watching him and paying attention. You know, we need to be that way. We need to watch and we need to pay attention. All of us do. The surroundings around us, the people around us. Somebody might just need a kind word. And sometimes you can tell by looking at people that, hey, they've had a rough day or a hard day. Just give them a little lift up. It'll make their day. And you never know who needs it the worst. So pay attention and look around and see if we can help somebody. That's our job. Hey, the supplements, they make a difference. Oh, we're going to drop down and drop my hay. I call this my hay. This is all the nutrients we need that we don't get because we don't eat out of the vegetables. We all eat processed foods. These things make a difference. So I'm going to mix this thing up. We got our collagen here. It's good for the hair, skin. It makes skin really soft, ladies, really soft. My fingernails, I always talk about them, but they look different, got a different look than they've ever had, healthier, shinier. This stuff works. I got my colostrum for the immune system here. Got my trim fit so I can see my belt buckle. I don't want my belt buckle to get overshed by a little shed here. So, then we got the, this here is different stuff, but it's microbiotics. We use it for the horses. You can use it for any kind of animal. I put it in all the calf feeds. Helps their old gut. When your gut's working, everything's better. I take a little snort of it every morning myself. There's no bad taste to it. There's no aftertaste. It keeps my gut working. I used to live on Tums, basically. I guess Tums might go broke. I hardly ever use. I probably don't use one Tum a week, and I used to go through 8 or 10 a day. So I know that stuff works because I don't have to do all the Tums like I used to. I think there's a chance of rain. Looks a little rainy out there. Hopefully God will keep it nice and cool today and give us a little shower. Everybody needs a little drink of water this time of year. Make the grass grow, make the hay grow. There's old Derek Davis, the bull man. Yeah. Helping old Jared with the bull situation, educating my son a little bit. Derek, he's a great guy. He's got a good sense of humor. He ropes good, works hard. It's good to have good friends like Derek around. I've known him ever since he was probably in junior high or high school. So they got the Shawnee going on up there. We've had a couple girls and stuff up there. They haven't had any luck. It's been real fast, they said. And usually when it's real fast, everybody tries too hard instead of just not beating themselves. And they got the high school finals in Lincoln, Nebraska that cranks off probably about Sunday. So there's lots of activities for the kids and the moms and dads. It's a great sport, a lot of fun. Sometimes a little frustrations, a little heartaches when you don't win. But that's how life is. There's ups and downs. And we got to learn to take the downs with the ups and get back up on the hill and go again. So life's like that. Rodeoing teaches you ups and downs. Hunter, he's Salinas tomorrow, so hope he has a good look, draws a good one, gets him a little more money. Had a great week last week, help out the old calls, help out the ego and the old bank account. So good luck to Hunter. Hey, I better sign off of here and go feed these things and get to going, but y'all have a blessed day. Run one for me.